Kicking it.
Welcome back to another episode of the Just Kickin' It podcast.
Kicking it.
I go by the name of C-Truth. And I'm accompanied by some of my greatest friends in the world. To the far right of me, I have Ralph Official in the building.
What's up, people?
To the left of me, I have Mr. Brandon Leone himself. Mr. FB Fabs in the building.
Instagram favorite.
Handshake a fucking little kid. Hey. Kicking it.
And in the corner, making us look so pretty, we have Just Shoot in a bell
from across the room.
With his new haircut.
Shoot naked girls in your clothes.
Yo,
Shout out to my barber. He's back. He's back.
Who's your barber?
Why gotta do that?
I don't understand why guys are so weird about that. I guess, well, because I can't get in a fucking appointment with my barber because so many people go to him. So
So the reason why is I can't pronounce his name.
Kicking it.
Drugs won the
You
war
just
on
talk
me.
to him for a whole hour, don't know his name.
man.
I don't even talk to him sometimes. I just say hi here and there, like, oh, what's up?
That's a crazy
relationship.
barber relationship.
Yeah, we kind of talk.
I like a barber.
Wait, when y'all sitting in your barber chair, do y'all
His
text?
first language is Cuban, so he speaks Cuban.
Do you text in the
Is
chair?
Cuban not
Like you're just on your
Spanish?
phone?
I'm on my phone, yeah, or I close my eyes and I fall asleep.
Damn.
We both looked at each other.
And we cannot forget, we have a special guest with us on the kickback couch. We have Shonna Rain in the building. The fashionista, the creator, the chef.
She here.
Kicking it.
Welcome.
Welcome.
Everything you want your wife to be.
Hey.
Kicking it.
Like the last time I was over your house, you did cook for me. You made me
I
feel
did.
at home.
Because you're my friend.
And she's a
And
good
what-
host.
Very great host. Very great host.
That's,
That's
what
what
you
that
do.
means, right?
When you love people and they're your friends, you take care of them the right way. You
Amen.
make sure that they are fed, they are hydrated, they feel loved. That's the point of being a friend. Maybe we'll dive deeper into that conversation today, but that's
What was the dish though?
What was
I think it was like I think I made like sweet and sour chicken.
It was
Chinese sweet and sour
food.
chicken,
Brown rice.
and like a
Broccoli.
broccoli. Yeah,
Ooh, healthy.
That's fine.
Yeah, it was
That's fine.
good.
With it.
we hit the pyramid thing.
Okay.
food
Yeah. The
pyramid.
food
Yeah, the food
pyramid.
pyramid.
Yes,
Yes,
sir.
we hit
Yes,
that.
sir.
Kicking
It was
it.
good. It was
Because
good.
you know why? Because the thing with Christopher is
The whole
Damn, the government.
Christopher, I don't believe in having male friends. He's a male friend that I keep around me. He is a good person. We get together, we talk. It's a serious conversation about like life and love, and he's honest with me. He doesn't make me feel any sort of way. So I said, you know what? Christopher deserves a meal.
Hey.
Go
She was
Chris,
reluctant
Go
about it.
Chris.
She was reluctant
Get
about
your
it.
eat on.
Nah, I appreciate it. And
Yes.
likewise, and like I really have few female friends. And if I do, I don't usually talk to them often. It's more like me and Shauna, we won't talk for like most of the year, but like one time a year we'll
Get
connect,
together.
and then we just
Let's go.
We just talk about everything, like relationships, where we're at. And it's a dope.
It's a
dope-
conference.
Yeah, literally.
We get our report cards
Literally.
out. We
Literally.
do our scores.
Yeah.
But he deserved that. And I was like, Chris, out of a lot of people I've met, deserves that type of attention, I think, from me.
Amen.
Because
I receive it. In
he
Jesus'
is
name.
I
very,
receive
he
it.
is, no, because he's very, he knows who I am. And he's very honest. And he knows my worth. And he literally looks out for me. My dad looks out for me. My brother looks out for
Get
me.
some praise.
My uncles and stuff look out for me, but I've never had a male friend look out for me.
There you
Oh, well,
go.
I got you. I
Welcome
got
to
And
you.
he's
Chris
got me.
Land.
Chris does that for
That's
all
why-
of his friends. That's why he's such a great friend.
No, but that's a male friend.
Yeah.
That's a real male friend.
Facts.
Like he's a real good person. And that's why when he hit me up about today, I was like, absolutely. Because he's been nothing but respectful to me.
Damn, I hope my exes feel the same way. Like,
That's a little different. That's a
So
little different.
yeah, that's that.
but I appreciate the flowers. Thanks, Shauna. But thank you
Flowers.
for accompanying us on the kickback couch.
Kicking it.
How's everybody feeling? Everyone's feeling good?
Yeah, we good,
Yeah.
baby.
We
We good.
Very good.
We're gonna dive into some topics.
Topics.
What's the first one you guys want to get into? We have
Just run it.
you know what? You run it. Justin's question.
Oh, my question.
You run it.
I got 2. One's a would you rather.
Okay.
All right, would you rather have Beyonce's talent or Jay-Z's business ethics?
I'll go last.
You go last?
Yeah, I'm the guest.
You go the guest.
Well, I'll go first. I already know my answer.
All right, go ahead.
Jay-Z's business ethics. I want money, lots of money. I want lots of money, and I mean, with that, you could kind of.
There's more you can do with it.
Yeah, like the.
You may not have Jay-Z's success,
But
That
it's
doesn't
ethics.
matter.
Yeah,
but
that's
you'll
true.
have his ethics. You rather have his
Yes.
ethics over talent. That is
Yeah, because I feel like that could open a lot of doors. Like talent, like say I was really good at basketball, but I could tear my ACL and I'm fucked.
yeah,
You know what I mean? Like the mind, like
yeah. The mind.
that
is
shit ain't
power.
gonna get hurt.
All right.
I think that I don't know.
Hey, that shit ain't gonna
but
get
but
her.
business needs talent though to be successful. Like whether it's your own talent or like a talent
Okay,
to manage. Like,
obviously Jay-Z's talented. I'm just going with the
no,
question.
I know. Well, I know, but I'm saying that's why. Well, that's what I'm saying is I would maybe take the talent because the talent. Yeah, because you can learn business, you can't learn talent.
But it's true. You're born with it. You are born with it.
Yeah.
That's bars.
What is the one quote that Floyd Mayweather always says? He says, "Hard work outworks talent every time."
Yeah,
Something like that.
for sure.
Yeah, when
talent isn't working
when
hard.
talent doesn't work hard. Yeah.
Yeah. So I mean, I would.
Say that again.
I don't know if
full.
he was the first person
Say
to
that
say
again.
that.
You just
quote.
said it. You just said it. It was good.
Hard work beats talent when talent is lazy. That's what the actual quote is. I'm pretty sure.
Yeah.
Or when talent ain't working or
Yeah.
something like that.
Yeah.
But Floyd ain't make that up. I'm not,
Yeah,
No, I don't know.
But he said it. But he's a person that said it
Shout
because
out
he
Floyd.
works hard. He said he wasn't the most talented boxer, but he worked his ass off. And that's somebody like Jay-Z. Like he may not been the best rapper in the world, but he made his own business to put himself on the forefront. You know what I mean? And I think that's
Well, there are a lot of people that say he is the best rapper in the
of
world.
course. But he put himself in that position to be even in the conversation.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Because his talent, he wasn't getting signed. He wasn't getting deals like that.
Yeah,
But,
the most impressive part of Jay-Z's career has nothing to do with music.
Right.
Like he'll be remembered for a million other things besides music.
He will be. But his music is at the forefront.
Well, yeah, it's the first thing.
All right, Shonna Rain.
What's up?
What's your
Chris,
answer?
did you even answer?
I'll
said
go
Jay-Z.
last. She said.
You're last.
So, what was it? It was this or what was
It was
this?
Jay-Z's business ethic or Beyonce's talent.
Would you rather?
I'd rather have the business. The reason why I say that is because when I was a kid, I used to sing. So I had the talent.
Okay.
And my parents wanted me to pursue that. And I said, I want to go to college. I want to learn.
All right.
So that's why I say I'd rather take the business end of it because at the end of the day, nowadays, like a lot of people are, I don't want to say characters, but like they're characters and they don't know the business. They're just doing it,
Right.
running in
Yeah.
like this thing to get it done. But like for me, I wanted to learn how it works.
They don't know how to grease the joints.
So I rather have naturally have the talent to be a singer if I want to,
Okay.
but I rather have the business skills to know how to run a company.
Hey,
Amen.
I dig that.
So that's why I say that.
All right.
Amen. Good
That's
shit.
what's up.
Justin didn't answer the question though.
I didn't answer the question,
What you got?
Yeah, what's
Oh, that's
this?
why. Okay.
but I'll go with the business. I'm all about that money. I'm motivated by the bag.
And
When
also
anything else
not
comes.
even to cut you off, but like people are not that talented and have the talent. You get what I'm saying? There's
Yeah,
a lot
yeah,
of people
yeah,
in this
yeah, yeah.
industry
Absolutely.
that have zero talent and they're taught the talent.
Yeah.
And then they have the business behind them. So
Right.
that's why I think that having the business is more important.
Amen.
Yeah.
Yeah. And I like what Brandon said earlier. What did you say before?
Shit, you gonna have to run
Yeah,
that
just run it back, rewind it. You said something good earlier. Something about like I don't know, but it was really good. Just rewind it back a minute or
Yeah,
two.
my memory's shot. I literally forgot what I just said.
No, you said something really good about like the business.
Drugs
being,
won the war on me.
More. Damn, that threw me off too.
Well, the thing about it, like even what to compound on what she said, like there's people that are making a lot of money in the industry, and like they're not the most talented people, and they just know how to maneuver. They know how to move.
They're characters.
They know how to market
There's
themselves.
a lot of characters.
And yeah.
There's characters, but that's what people have to understand. This industry is about being like, you know, I don't want to name drop people, but there's some people that can't rap, but because they look how they look, the presentation, it works. It's like, oh yeah, I want to go to their show. Yeah. No.
People fall in love with the person more than the actual.
Exactly.
The artwork or anything.
Exactly. Like Kendrick Lamar, artist, talented, business, gets it all done, sealed in a box.
Yeah.
And then there's other people that are just going, look at my chain, all day. And then there's the young kids.
Little pump.
Then there's the young kids all excited about it. And I'm like, but do they even know how to run a business? Or are they just on a contract to just entertain?
And also think about all the talented people that never got on and are broke. You know what I mean?
Exactly.
So like they have talent. Just because they ain't on don't mean they don't have talent. They just not on. And they ain't move the right way. They meet the right people. And that's what it is.
Logic had, I know we don't really like Logic that much, but Logic said the best rapper alive.
Logic.
He said the best
I've been hating Logic before hating Logic was cool, and you know this, Chris.
Yeah, I know, but his quote was dope. He said the best rapper alive probably works at a supermarket. You know what I'm saying?
On God.
Because he's probably the most talented dude ever, but he doesn't have the work ethic or the business
or
mindset.
The image.
Or the image.
That,
but that was a dope concept.
God.
What was your second question, Just?
It's really not. It's a good question because we went over this topic last week. So last week we talked about, is lingerie overrated? I want to know today, is underwear overrated?
In general? Like
in general, why do people wear underwear?
To protect their ball sack.
Okay, from what?
Or their private parts, from the pants, the jeans. Jeans are
well,
rough.
yeah. Have you ever like?
I mean, I see. That's what I'm asking. I'm wearing sweatpants. I don't know if it would be. I feel like it would be comfortable if I.
So are you telling me you don't have underwear on?
I don't have underwear on, and that's why I was wondering why. Why it's like why do a lot of people like have to wear underwear? Like, what is underwear about? Like, I free ball sometimes. I'm cool with it.
I think it's more so for protection.
Protection.
And I personally
on the certain garments.
For sure. You can't wear jeans with no underwear.
Yeah. I mean, my dad.
I don't think I would. That's kind of
That's
wild.
a
I feel
disaster.
like suit slacks, like business pants, like suit pants.
Anything with a zipper, I'm wearing underwear.
I used to really not wear underwear with.
Yeah, you know, you could zip up and you might get caught on some skin and you ain't trying to do all that.
Oh, like some something about Mary shit.
Yeah, you ain't trying to do. Oh God. You ain't trying to do all that.
Yeah, that was my second question. It was really just wondering, like, we talked about lingerie being overrated, and I was just wondering, is like underwear overrated?
I
feel like girls don't wear bras anymore. Like, I feel like that's more common.
No, they still wear bras. They just don't wear shirts. They wear like bralettes.
Oh yeah, they wear their bra as their shirt.
That's what I'm saying.
The lingerie is the shirt.
I've seen that. Yeah, I've definitely seen that. That's definitely a trend.
Nah, it's a bad trend.
You think it's a bad trend?
Disgusting.
Really?
So like ass and titties, right?
It could look good.
Okay.
Some
So
girls
here's
pull
the
it
thing,
off.
right? Like, I've seen like photos and videos of girls out to brunch, out to just. Why are you wearing something you can buy at a sex store to brunch?
Like, you wear your top and you bought it from Agent Provocateur.
No, not even that. You bought it from the sex store down on 33, where
like an actual sex store.
Yeah, like you bought it from there, and it's crazy because there's a celebrity that just came out with like. She has a clothing line, and then she just made like a whole like see-through mesh thing, and everyone was going crazy about it. It was $100, and someone goes, "I can go buy that at the sex shop for $14."
Yeah.
And it's true. And girls are wearing that stuff out and thinking that's a vibe, and it's not. It's actually really scary. I don't want you near me.
Okay.
My food is right here. Why are you wearing that? Like. It's weird.
Wait,
No, in all seriousness, it's too provocative, and that's the issue that I have is that people go to brunch with what they would wear in the bedroom with their men.
That's a fact.
And if you want to
wear
lingerie,
how does that make you feel if you don't mind me asking?
If it's what?
How does that make you feel if you don't mind me asking?
About what?
Like
what part?
Women wearing their like what they would wear for their man
it's
for their significant other, not even their man. What if you have another partner?
You want attention so bad.
Okay, you think
you
it's an
are
attention
walking
thing.
out in your bra and panties to go to eat chicken and waffles, eat drink a craft of probably like majority orange juice and a little bit of champagne mimosa.
Orange juice splash with champagne.
Yeah, so it makes me annoyed.
Okay.
Have some class.
All right.
I'm not telling you to show up business casual,
Okay.
but show up like you care about yourself. You're showing up just showing it all off. Like, this is how I look in the bedroom.
Yeah, so like where's the mystery?
Yeah.
That's how I feel.
Right.
There's no mystery.
Yeah.
They gave it up.
Yeah.
The game Clue doesn't exist.
Do you?
Shonna spit bars.
Do we?
I'm sorry. I'm just saying.
Do we think times will ever change to where like, you know how back in the day, like motherfuckers dudes used to go out to like the store in just a suit. Like girls used to wear dresses all the time and like just like
corsets and like.
do you think shit's just gonna keep getting like worse and worse, like less and less clothes, like in the future, or like will it come back? You know, like fashion comes back in cycles. They say.
No,
like,
that's not fashion.
No, I'm just saying. Trends.
That's not.
Trends.
That's not a trend.
But it is though.
I'm wearing my undergarments outside. That's a trend.
People doing it. It's a trend.
It's a fad. That's a difference.
Oh, what's the difference between a fad and a trend?
Okay. The difference
between
between
fashion majors, because I'm a fashion major.
Okay, here we go. So a fad is something that like comes and goes, and it's the hit moment. Like when everyone was bleaching their hair. It's a moment.
Yeah.
A trend is something that can keep going.
Like a roller coaster.
Like a recurring thing.
Exactly.
Like a roller coaster.
Exactly. So right now, the fad is let me go to brunch and eat my chicken and waffles in my bra and panties.
And a suit jacket.
A trend would be
boots.
I want to show up in all black, classy, sexy.
Bodysuit type
Bodysuit. That's a trend. It's going to be repeating.
Okay, but I'm saying so besides the fad and trend thing, like women and even men, I mean men, we dress casual as hell now compared to how they used to back in the day. Women, I feel like, are wearing less and less clothes. Like, do we think that's just going to keep going in that direction in the future, or like we're going to go back in time a little bit and like change how
like
Mm.
I'm not gonna I'm not gonna cut you off. If you ever watch this movie, it takes place in the future. It's called The Fifth Element. It's really old.
Yeah, I've seen
bro,
that.
that shit she was wearing, that's what she was wearing. It was like, you know, and the people what they were wearing in that movie, that has crazy trends. And I've actually seen
but did
trends
anyone say,
in that movie. I've seen trends in that movie turn into I've seen fads in that movie turn into trends.
Right.
Thank you. Yeah. Okay, so did you ever watch what's the one that just came out? Harry Styles was in it. Don't Worry, Darling. Is that what it was called?
Oh, I didn't see it. I know what you're talking about.
Do you know what I'm talking about? Can I give it up about pretty much what it's about? Can I talk about that? Okay.
Spoiler alert.
Spoiler.
So I got to
hit the sound.
I just assume that's what
Okay, thank you. I did. So in Don't Look Up or Don't Worry, Darling, it's pretty much about a bunch of incellous men. Does anyone know what an incel is? Do I have to break that?
Involuntary celibate.
Hit the sound. He knows.
Wait, Don't Look Up, right? That was the one with
not Don't Look Up.
Don't Worry, Darling.
Don't Worry, Darling. It's with Harry Styles.
So it's about a group of men that are in the present time right now. Losers. Have nothing going for themselves.
Basement circle jerks.
Pretty much. Incellous. They can't get women, nothing.
Yeah.
And they join I don't know if anyone is part of like Discords or Reddit.
Yeah,
if anyone's
Discord.
Okay,
I'm in a Discord. I was on it last night.
Okay, perfect. So it's a group of men that join a Discord or, incellous environment online that pretty much want the perfect woman. And you know what year they went back to?
1920.
Pretty much.
Yeah.
50s, 40s, 20s, their wives were homemakers and all that stuff.
Yeah.
So what I'm trying to get at is
Notebook vibes.
Yes. But the wives stayed at home.
Okay.
And they were all part of this thing called the Mission Project or something like that, where pretty much did anyone watch Black Mirror?
Yes.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Okay, so remember in Black Mirror how they used to put the things on the side of their heads?
Yeah.
The things? Mm-hmm. That's pretty much like what happened in this movie, where the men would sit online all day. They had women that were successful. And they would go to work. They were doctors, lawyers, all this stuff. And the men were losers. And they would sit and listen to this Discord about how you need to get your women to be like this and that. And join the Victory Project. That's what it was called. So they would put these things on their heads and in their eyes. And it was pretty much a simulation about how you have the perfect wife. And she's going to do the perfect things and everything. And the girls started to notice throughout the movie, I'm actually not living a real life. It's all a simulation. So, to answer your question, do I think that things are going to go more naked? No, I think that it could actually get to that point where it's like, everyone's gonna become more modest.
I think so too.
Yeah.
Does that make sense?
Yeah,
I hope
I
so.
love that.
hope
I love
so.
that
would like
answer.
I think all those things are coming back to the forefront because we are like lost. A
Yeah.
lot of people aren't dating or having children and stuff like that, so they're gonna tend to go back to the traditional things. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Because they want to people want to have families.
Yeah,
you know what I'm
for
saying?
sure, absolutely.
Even though like social media and all that stuff is putting men and women against each other. Like, man, if your man does this, then if your woman does this, they're putting us against each other at the end of the day.
Yep.
You know what I mean? They're trying to
Did
stop
you see that,
overpopulation,
that
but I
clip?
think that it'll come back around to where we're having families again and stuff
Yeah,
like
yeah.
that, where people are like actually building relationships and caring about each other.
Yep.
Because everyone was tired of being a loser like the last 20 years. Like, oh, I'm fucking this bitch, I'm picking this bitch. You know what I mean? I'm taking this guy's girl. I'm taking, you know what I mean? And it's gonna have to go back to that for us, for the human population to keep going on.
Well, I mean, there's plenty of people reproducing. I don't think he needs to go back to the rate it was.
But that's
at.
the problem. Too many people are reproducing and
That
not
shouldn't
thinking
be.
of the consequences of it. That's why there's already so many people in this day and age in our age group that are messed up.
Facts.
Okay? Because I've met a lot of people born in the 90s that are weirdos. So you mean to tell me that you're making a kid in 2022, 2023, and you just want a kid to have a kid? And them kids are
repeat the same
weird
shit, yeah.
and repeat it?
Yeah.
We already have enough.
Yeah.
I'm tired of it.
Right. And we see what a household looks like with like a single parent or
Yeah.
people on drugs and stuff like that. Like, let's try to change the narrative.
People just want to have kids to have kids.
That's what I'm saying. I don't think there's anything wrong with people having less kids in today's day and age. I think that's why there's so much unhappiness in the world, is people dedicate themselves to a family before they actually, and more specifically a significant other, before they actually know themselves, really. You know what I mean?
Amen.
Mm-hmm.
And then they become codependent, and that's, I mean, there's a lot of issues, but I think that's a big contributor to mental health currently.
Yeah, it definitely brings a lot of stress on.
Damn, we talked about lingerie and then we ended up here. That's crazy.
Wait,
That's what you do when I'm in the room. We're gonna have serious conversation.
I had a fashion trend
Okay.
question. Isn't like, so what's the deal? Aren't people wearing those like bodysuits that literally look like a body now?
Yeah, like Iggy
Yeah.
What's
Azalea.
like, is that cool? Like, I don't know if that.
I mean, let it look like a
But,
body.
like
skin
people are
it
wearing
has like
color?
nipples on it.
It has
like,
nipples and a
body-
whole
yeah, I
body
mean,
and abs and
that's
shit.
It's a fad.
Yeah, it's a fad.
That's a fad.
We need a thing
Fatter
for that.
a fatter trend.
That's a fad. That's a
trender fad.
that's
Yeah.
a fad. That's a fad.
Agreed.
Good shit. All right. Good
Yeah.
good questions, Justin.
All right, we brought it there.
All right.
All right.
going.
Let's talk about you people, but I haven't seen it though.
Okay. You haven't seen it.
I haven't seen it.
So
but
I seen it.
Okay.
I seen it. And it was great. I thought it was good. I don't know. I didn't see the backlash on Twitter, but I personally enjoyed it. I liked
too.
the joke, the wittiness. I like where they were going with it. What Chris said earlier did make sense. They could have showed a little more affection, but I do get it. But I mean, spoiler alert. But yeah, I enjoyed it.
I saw
thought
the
it was
front
great.
lash. I didn't even see the backlash. There was
The trailer.
People
Yeah,
were
what
hating
were
on
they-
that shit
what are they
before it
saying
even
on
came
Twitter?
out. They were just because apparently there's a stigma with the director. What was his name
Kenya
again?
Barris.
Kenyon Barris.
Kenya Barris.
Kenya.
He
I think that's
he apparently he's got
Kenya.
like a record of just creating movies that people feel like are pandering almost. And
It's pandering to what his life is.
Yeah.
They're based around him. He's in a biracial relationship. So most of his shows in the series that he curates tend to revolve around interracial relationships.
My life.
Interracial relationships.
So both of you guys watched it. Both of you guys. Oh, you watched. You saw it too.
Yeah.
And you liked it. Everyone who said they've watched it, I've heard said that it was good.
I think that there were certain parts about it that reminded. So I'm biracial.
Okay.
So the reason why I'm like it made me laugh is it reminded me of like
You could identify.
yeah I could 100% identify. I'm not Jewish.
Right.
I'm Christian, but I could identify with like certain things where people are judging you and asking you questions about who you are and why you know when culture stuff when the mother was asking her about her hair and stuff. It's like,
yeah.
I've had people that weren't my in-laws ask me questions about who I am,
Right.
you know, and what I look like,
Right.
and like why I do this like this and stuff. And then I have, you know, it's a weird thing, and that's why I was so interested in watching the movie, because growing up biracial and still being biracial, being not with my parents and being with myself, you notice those biases
Right.
every day still, and people.
And I don't think
realize
it's something you'll ever not notice.
No, it's actually it becomes more uncomfortable the older you get.
Yeah.
Like I actually like I don't want
Now
to
that everybody has like no filter.
Yeah.
Right.
Especially how we're living in today's age.
Yeah, I have people say weird things to me all the time.
Yeah.
And
It's just so weird.
People feel so.
I feel like very soon where everybody's going to be biracial soon. You know what I mean? It's
For sure.
most people nowadays are. So
Yeah.
it's just a weird. I was just curious because I hadn't seen it yet, but I planned on watching it. I just haven't seen it yet.
No, I watched the movie the other night. I thought it was really funny. You know what I mean? The writing was cool.
Jonah Hill's fat again?
No, he's just big. He's not like he's skinny. He's skinny.
Is he funny in it?
Yeah, he's funny. He's Jonah Hill.
He plays a great role.
Yeah,
Right.
He is who he
Jonah
is.
Hill.
Yeah,
like,
He directed it and produced it. He's got.
Yeah, he's playing himself. He wrote it along with Kenya Barris. They wrote it together.
So let's take it here real quick. Let's take it back. Was it me or was there so many labels in it? Like brands.
Absolutely.
There was.
Like
Of course.
they were dripped.
Yeah.
But that's
out.
where this comes from.
But I never
Right.
knew that like in movies like
Bro.
What?
I've never seen in movies people really get like all designered out and like throughout the whole movie. Like this is like every scene somebody's wearing Gucci, Balenciaga, like $1,000 sneakers. Like you would see the culture. Like you see the culture.
Did you see the 210s music video with Corday and
Yeah. And
did you see the Google Pixel fucking selfie that they
Yeah.
took?
No,
That's what but see, you didn't even notice it. But I bet you they paid him so much money to do that shit.
I paid for the video.
There's so much subtle marketing that goes on in everything
Well,
that
that's
we
life,
watch.
love.
That I know that's what I'm saying. It's
product
like
placement.
people don't even like notice it because it's so like casual. But there's money in everything.
Yeah, but that shit was crazy. I was surprised as somebody who like sees and like knows fashion. I'm like, yo, these outfits are fire.
Word.
Whoever
But
like
that's how it
styled
works.
them,
That's
yeah.
the same stylist though. That was the same. The reason why I feel very like into that conversation is because that's the whole point of how fashion works. You're a stylist. The same stylist that styled Lauren London was the same stylist that styled, I believe it was Tracy Ellis Ross
From Blackish.
Yes, from Blackish. It was the
He
same
does
style.
the same director.
Same thing. So like that's
Oh,
the
so
whole.
they just used the whole. Yeah. Oh, all right.
No. But the thing is, it's like, for example, if anyone watches like Power Book.
Yeah. Absolutely.
Right?
Yeah.
They're all. If you watch the behind the scenes,
Yeah.
there's an entire thing. You have a budget. There are brands that want you to. Hey, if for example, let's say I was like this big person, they say you're doing this
Power Book,
podcast.
they're all married
I want you to
out.
wear this.
Crazy.
They're gonna make sure that placement is placed. So no,
alright.
it doesn't surprise me. That's just how the world works nowadays.
Yeah.
I just don't.
I
think
guess
that
like
many
I
people-
was surprised only because like I've never really seen movies where they were fashion forward. You know, it's just like, all right, we're gonna focus more on the characters, and then this is what you're wearing.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Where I was like, oh damn, I'm noticing their outfits. Like that's dope.
Well, it's
That was
also
pretty
it's a
cool.
culture based movie.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? It's based off two different cultures.
Yeah,
You know what I mean? They related.
No,
in
but
that
Jonah
area.
Hill was just as dripped out as Lauren
I
London.
think
Yeah, but
that's
that's
the
but
point.
the part of the culture that he loves. You know,
Copy.
he loves the fashion culture. He likes
yeah,
the
you're
sneakers
right.
and all this. That's another culture. You know what I mean? Regardless of
He
skin
had the
color.
kicks. What did he have? He had the.
wear this boots.
What do you have? The SBs on and
Oh, yeah, he had a-
in church or whatever that was at. What's it called?
Yeah, he did have a pair of dope shoes at church.
But I did
That's a
want
big rip.
I did
that's
want to
my
focus on the backlash part of it because we all did enjoy the movie.
Well, I only watched 20 minutes of it. I will
Right,
say.
but the
I
backlash
didn't
is-
enjoy it or not enjoy it.
The backlash comes in a lot of the time from it not being sellable because why would Lauren London date this guy Jonah Hill? Because they seem like an unlikely couple. But relationships like that do exist in this world.
Oh, absolutely.
You know what I mean?
course.
Another
More
piece of
than
the
you
back
think.
right, and another backlash
Damon
was that
Dash.
who's he David?
Damon Dash and his wife.
I never seen his wife.
Look it up.
will.
You'll see what I'm saying.
But they were looking at like Lauren London not being very affectionate towards him. I think you were saying that as well.
Yeah. That was the only non-selling point that I.
But that was a
felt.
respectable thing based off of we know her. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
We know her outside of the acting realm. You know, so people are like, well, if you weren't ready to act and give your heart to the role, then you shouldn't have done the role. You know what I'm saying? But there's a you know what I mean, there's a line to draw when you're
Sure.
in a situation like that. You know what I
Yeah,
mean? That's a polarizing situation that happened that she was in. You know, with Nipsey passing away. So it's only respectable. I feel like she's doing a respectable thing.
Yeah.
You know, it just was sad to see the movie get teared down when there's a greater message in there,
I
which is
think,
that two people can come together. You know what I'm
And
saying?
to your point, I think people are going to realize that when they watch it.
Nah, people are just gonna hate because hating is more sensational.
But like, how many times in real life you see like, damn, how is that? How'd that
All the
guy get that
time.
girl?
All
How
the
like why is
time.
that girl with that guy? Like, you know what I mean? That happens all the
it's
time. So I
always
don't
in
get why
movies.
people would even
Yeah.
make that a big deal.
Yeah.
But did everyone like the thing that annoys me too is like the amount of credit that Lauren London gave to Nipsey in that film?
Yeah.
With the music and all of that.
Yep. And even the dialogue.
Yeah, the dialogue. But I paid attention to certain things of like street signs and stuff like that. Like
his store was mentioned.
And then like even like Obama Boulevard. Like I know someone that lives on that boulevard.
Yeah.
And that's I saw that and I was like, oh my God, I know like that is like the blackest boulevard ever.
They paid homage.
So that's the thing that I think that people try to look past and they don't try to like actually understand that there's a deeper message behind it, that these are things that people go through every day when they get in a relationship.
I just think people don't pay attention.
Brandon, you're wearing Carhartt and you don't do construction.
It's a fad.
It's a fad.
I don't know.
B fads.
FB fads.
FB fads. Yeah.
If C shoot live,
All right, we're back.
Carhartt's a trend.
Carhartt whip is a trend.
The fuck is the
Yeah, that
Carhartt
shit
whip?
expensive as hell.
Work in progress.
Do you guys
Of
thank
course.
you. You know what that means. Thank God.
They email me all the time. Shit, I can't
No, because
afford.
people are like Carhartt, and I'm like, yeah, Carhartt or Carhartt whip. What's whip? I'm like, work in progress, but whatever. We can go about this.
What does ICYMI mean?
What?
In case you
missed.
In case you
In case
missed
you missed
it.
it, yeah.
Oh, you said,
Today years old, bro.
Today years old. I used to be like, I see me?
I just feel like acronyms should not be that long. Like it shouldn't be.
Yeah, acronyms should be like left at 3 or
3.
4.
3.
LMAO.
Yeah, but who?
I'm not laughing my ass off.
I'm saying if we really get into it, that's the most dumbest acronym of all time because no one's laughing their ass off.
I don't
when they
say
it.
laugh my ass. When I'm typing that, I literally am like this.
Dead ass.
I type it. I'm actually laughing my ass off.
I know. I say LOL way too much.
I say
sometimes.
LOL.
too. I
I
say that
honestly
every day.
realized that today.
I do it
bro.
in every text. And people, so sometimes you get someone who's like, "Why? What's funny?" And I'll be like, "I don't know. I just put LOL nervously at the end of all my texts."
Oh my God, it's so
Like
bad.
the mood.
I said LOL in the beginning of the sentence
It's like
and
my
at the
signature.
end.
Yeah, that was
I double LOL.
That's why I got to read my text. I'm like, did I LOL already?
I need to chill.
Did I LOL already?
I'll let a LGTFOH fly out in person sometimes.
LG.
Let's get the fuck out of here.
LGTFOH.
I'm never saying that.
I say it all the time.
Really?
I definitely LOL too much. I gotta stop.
I LOL.
I honestly today, it's crazy that you just said that because I really looked up and scrolled and was like, "Damn, I really LOL too
Sometimes
much."
I'll have
After every sentence.
I say
Sometimes I'll have an LOL and
Haha,
an
you actually
LMFAO in it.
I'll laugh, haha, and then I'll LOL.
Quick question.
No. I go, ha.
When you guys are so when you guys are having like a serious hard conversation with somebody, are you the person that like see me? I have a bad habit of like I'm like nervously laughing in the conversation. Am I alone on this boat? I'll be having a dead ass serious
It depends on the
conversation
conversation.
and I'll be laughing and the person be like, "Why are you laughing? This is not funny." I'm like, "Listen, I'm not really laughing. I'm just super nervous right now."
No, I've had some times with that with my brother
done
be
it.
super fucking mad and I like can't take him seriously. I'm like, and I'll just laugh and it makes him even more mad. But yeah, I know what you're talking about.
I'm talking about even like a relationship where I'll be talking to like, my girl. I'll be like, we'll be having a serious conversation. I'm like laughing, but not meaning to laugh at what's being talked about. I'm just
laugh.
like, bro, I don't really know like how to
What's
respond
going
right
on
now.
here?
I got in trouble for that actually as a kid.
Dang, they shut you down.
No, like I'm saying, like I would laugh when like crazy things would happen. My mom said I would do it forever. And she was like, that's just Shonna. Like she laughs. Like when things get really intense, that's a nervous laugh.
Yeah,
it's a
so,
coping
yeah.
mechanism.
Like I'm like,
Yeah, to deal with the anxiety.
I just needed to know.
yeah.
All right. We're gonna get into the next question. My friend Kayla, shout out Kayla, came up with this question. She said, "What role do you play in your friend group?" I think that was a great question. I think every group dynamic has a different person like that they go to for certain things, and this person's this certain way. You know what I mean? I think it's always
Well, what role do you play, Chris?
Well, I wrote many things.
Oh, you wrote shit down.
Well, I was like, what do I think I am to my friends? Well, first, I'm a therapist. I'm a leader. I'm a guru. I'm like more of like that figure like that people go to like they need to talk about something and they need some type of direction or advice. You know what I mean?
Okay.
That's what
I
feel
could
like.
agree with all that.
Yeah. And I usually take the lead in certain situations for the most part.
I mean, I think I play the host a lot,
You are hosty.
I like that.
but
You
Host
are
Malone.
You are hosty.
You're host Malone.
Host
Malone.
I'm trying to think what else though. I think I'm like the so many people feel comfortable around, don't mind talking to. You know what I mean? Like people don't mind opening up to me, but it's because I'm very open myself. Like I'm very sharing, so people that quality tends to bring out sharing in other people. So I think
you're a good icebreaker.
Icebreaker, yeah, I could see that.
You're really good at that.
Yeah, but yeah,
I agree.
My role player.
Me, I don't really know. I would like y'all to answer this question, but for me, I'll say I'm like a lesson to my friends. Like, damn,
Don't do
Brandon
that.
did that. Let's not do that.
That's good.
Don't be Brandon.
I'm a lesson. Like, damn, he already gone through that. You don't need to do that.
I'm gonna think of what role Brandon plays.
That's what I'm going with. I'm a lesson.
Brandon's good company. He's always good.
Is he?
Like he is. He's always fun to bring wherever you're going.
Yeah.
He's a vibe.
He's adaptable.
Sure.
Okay.
F brings the vibe. What was that one time? Like, you brought the vibe. You brought the vibes. He usually brings the vibes.
What about you, Jess?
I would probably just say I'm like the most about it. You know, like you call me, you want to do something, we doing it.
That's facts.
You know what I'm saying?
I was so
Like,
glad, I was so glad you were
call
down to
me
go out with me
up,
Friday.
all right, you know what? All right, I'll meet you there. I'm out. Let's go. We out.
You're spontaneous.
I'm very spontaneous. If you ever need a rider, I'm ready to ride. I'm also somebody you could always count on. Like if you ever are in some shit, yo, I'm fucked up. I need a ride. All right,
yeah.
I'll come get you.
Dependable.
Like,
Yeah, I would
you
say
can
I'm
depend
dependable
on
too.
me.
I want to go back. I don't want to just be a lesson. I'm
you are
dependable.
dependable.
If you need a ride, I got you.
He be
Yeah.
picking me up. He be picking me up. You know what I'm talking
And
about?
I don't know. I mean, growing up, I felt like people always used to say that I was. I wouldn't say I was ahead of the trend, but I was trendy. So I'm like, I could say like my friends could see me as like somebody who like
You're
knows
plugged
what's
in,
like
bro.
kind of cool.
You know
or what's gonna
everybody.
be, the next thing.
Yeah.
You know, like something that's like the next thing. Like, yo, what's
Yeah, but
like my family members will be like, oh, what's the new thing that I should get my kid for Christmas or whatever? Like
you
a
be
gift.
knowing.
Yeah.
You
Like
be
and I be
knowing.
knowing shit.
Yeah, you know what's up.
I know what's up.
yeah, but you also know the places to go and you know the people.
Yeah.
You're an important role in every friend.
You're a knowledgeable
I'm a
man.
knowledgeable man.
You're the go-to guy.
Yeah.
All right, Shonna
We
Rain.
do.
What role do you play in your friend group?
No, I love it. It makes me want to go like this.
There you go.
I love my friends. My friends are my family to me.
Amen.
And I don't so I have a best friend, she's a tattoo artist, and like she just always tells me, she's like, you're like a mom, you're so comforting and nurturing and this. I don't like telling people what they should do. I don't like when someone comes to me with something and I say, well, you should do this. I like to put it in the perspective of, well, if I were you, I would do this.
That's good.
If I were you, because people don't need to hear like the badgering of like what you should and should not do. So I think with my friends, I'm very nurturing. I'm very hostess cakes, whatever. But yeah, I think that I play the role of just like being that loving, caring, supportive. Like if I know, for example, like you want to run a business, Branson wants Justin, Tyler wants to run something, I'm going to sit back and I'm going to say, well, how do you want to get there? How can I help you get there? I'm the friend that wants to help you get to where you want to go. And if I can't do it, I'm pretty sure I know someone that can.
That's fire.
You know, like that's the type of friend that I am. Like I want to see my people succeed.
Supportive.
We don't, thank you. We don't have that much time on this earth as much as people think that we do. So that's why I'm very like, what do we want to do? How can I help you get there? And if people, like I have someone that's like, yeah, like help me get there. I'm like, okay, I'm going to show you all the ways that I can. And that's it. So nurturing, mommy, supportive. I'm a good friend.
Amen. Good. Yo, Shonna.
That's your role.
That was
Yeah,
good.
that's my
Shout
role.
out good
love
friends.
Shout out good friends.
Shout out.
Shout out to
Good
real friends. How many of us?
Yeah, many of us.
I know. I wish we could play right now. Yeah.
Are you
One
doing
day.
another toppy or doing
Nah,
I
that's
just
two
want to
keys.
throw something in there before we do anything.
Go
Yeah.
ahead.
I predicted the Chiefs to win the Super Bowl, and they're
Yeah, you have to talk
in
about
the
sports
fucking
real
Super
quick.
Bowl, baby.
Oh yeah, wait. Super
Wait.
Bowl
From
predictions. Real quick. Oh, go ahead, go ahead.
What?
Okay. So are you on Twitter?
Yeah, I'm on Twitter.
Okay. Did you see that thread that's like about like all the like predictions? Or do you know what I'm talking about?
No,
Or
I don't know what you're
Okay, so
talking
there's
about.
a
I wish
thread
I
going
did.
on Twitter. I'm going to open it now. And it's pretty much about like, is it part of the plan? And it's like pretty much saying how
like the script you're talking about. How
yes,
it's
the scripted.
the
script. Did you see that?
No,
you didn't see that. Okay,
Yeah,
I'll let someone else take it over.
I saw the one where it was like Henry Ruggs opening the 2021 script for the NFL season, and it was academics falling out of his chair because he got arrested for DUI and went to jail. But
everyone always says the NFL scripted. That's
the
why.
NFL is entertainment.
And it's not scripted.
And they're like, Tom Brady's retiring because he saw the script. He saw the script for next season. he wasn't feeling it. He's like, damn, my part's done.
You know Marlon Humphrey?
Yeah.
He quote tweeted and he was like, I was pissed they had me giving up 200 yards to Jamar Chase last week in the script.
You don't know though, but I believe in that script stuff because. I can't. Because
There's no way Antonio Brown.
I was hanging out with the Giants player once, and he's like, "You got to just go by what the plays that the coaches give you."
Well, yeah.
But yeah, it's a playbook.
But that's a script.
It's different than what people say about the NFL. People are like, the Super Bowl winners already predicted. Like, they know who's going to win type shit. You know what I mean?
That shit.
And as a sports fan, I can't believe that because then I just wouldn't watch.
Yeah.
Okay.
Literally.
But I predicted last year that the Chiefs would win the Super Bowl. In our podcast, they said 2023 predictions.
Oh, you did say that.
And I said the Chiefs are going to win the Super Bowl.
Damn.
And then one game away.
One game away.
Who you think going to win, Ralph?
I'm rooting for the Chiefs. I can't. They're going to destroy.
You can't. Anybody that's a Giants fan can't root for the Eagles.
I know we're all going to root for the Chiefs.
Either way, they're going to destroy Philadelphia.
Yeah,
I'm saying the city of Philadelphia.
Win or lose.
You know that Simpsons meme where it's like, I'm in danger. Like that's Philadelphia right now. The city.
Shout out Pat Mahomes, man.
All right, well, that's all I wanted to say. Go ahead, Chris.
I have one quick thing before TTT, too. One quick thing. Because I had an encounter yesterday, and I want to know.
Encounter?
When's the last time and how'd it go that you guys had an encounter with a complete stranger, like on the street? So I'll give you my example. Yeah. I drove my grandma. She had to get like the eye doctor. She had to go to the eye doctor. So I was sitting in the parking lot. You know where the old Burger King is by your crib? Mm-hmm. So I was sitting there. That parking lot's weird as fuck now, by the way. But anyway.
They got a bagel place in there now?
Yeah, Bagel King.
There's some wild shit in there. I don't even know what's going on.
Yeah.
But anyway, I'm sitting there. And some dude pulls up to me on a bicycle. He'd like tell me to roll down my window. Like, yo, what up? He's like, yo, I just moved here from Toronto. He's like, do you know where I could get work?
Yo, that's crazy.
Like, to be honest with you, I barely got a job myself.
That's not what he meant. That's what he meant.
Yeah, he wanted a job.
I thought
he wanted to get
the work.
He's like. He's like, I barely got a job myself right now. I'm gonna keep it a buck. Like, so I'm like the wrong person to ask. He's like, damn, people were telling me like, you drive around County Line, you could get like find landscaping work and stuff. I was like, maybe if you go down into Lakewood, you could get some landscaping work. He's like, damn, there was mention in Lakewood, blah, blah, whatever. I had like a 10-minute conversation with this random dude just on a bicycle while I was sitting in my car.
That's Canadian.
And then at the end of the conversation, he's like, yo, you got 3 quarters? And I was like, I looked around in my car. I had no change. I was like, no, but like, what the fuck? What the fuck is 3 quarters gonna do for you? I was thinking in my head, but
like $1.
It was a peaceful conversation.
Maybe he had another quarter in his pocket.
Yeah.
But mid-conversation, I don't know if I looked startled or whatever. I guess I kind of was because he like popped up on me. But he's like, yo, I don't want no trouble. I don't
know, man. I've read up too many stories to be opening my window to strangers in parking lots anymore.
I ain't gonna lie. Part of me in my head was just like, I envisioned like a gun being pulled in my face.
Seriously.
But
like, it's like fucked up. But
it was a good conversation. Have you guys had like when's the last encounter you had with a complete stranger and like how'd it go?
My last encounter that's kind of like yours. I was sleeping on my break on my seat. I was at CVS in the parking lot just sleeping, and some guy knocks on my window, and he wasn't on the bike. He just knocked on my window, and I woke up startled like, what the fuck? Like I thought I was at work or some shit, and I rolled down my window. He's like, yo, do you have like $2? I'm like, no. I don't. He was like, I didn't mean to wake you up. I'm like, but you did mean to wake me up. You literally saw me sleeping in my car.
Yeah, but I could not. How can you knock on someone's car when you see they're sleeping? Like, first off, a complete stranger. That's a little.
He had to get to his child or something, like he said, or he had to get on the bus.
Desperate times call for desperate measures.
So you didn't help him?
No, I can't.
Yeah,
I don't have $2.
Cash. Bro, last time somebody asked me for money, it was outside 7-Eleven in Asbury, and he was so mad at me I didn't have cash on me. I was like, bro, I don't have no cash on me. Like, I actually didn't. But even if I did at that point, I was like, bro, I ain't giving it to you. You get mad at me for not giving you fucking
money?
You're like, I owe it to you?
Literally. So like the other day, some dude, actually, that wasn't the last one. Because there's always someone outside that 7-Eleven. You know exactly what I'm talking about. And he was like, the last time he was like, yo, he's like, you got $1? I was like, what do you need? And he's like, I just need a drink. I was like, what do you want? So I bought him a fucking mango.
I like
Arizona.
that. So I like that, so you know what they're doing with the bread.
I was like, I mean, I don't know what $1 is going to get you a drug and what kind of drug $1 gets
true.
you anyway, but whatever.
Justin,
Anyway.
you got any?
I don't remember, honestly.
No,
like,
no,
I haven't
no.
really spoke to people.
It just had me thinking because there'd be some wild, and I have I'm like the dude like when I'm in the city that the most people just come up to and just randomly.
Oh
ask
yeah,
for
maybe because
shit.
I'm very close.
Like people just ask for shit.
I just act like I don't speak English and just keep walking.
I like that.
That's crazy.
Yeah.
But it's just fucked up that the world's made us like that, though. Because I love talking to strangers, but now I just don't like. Everybody's got an alternative, like.
When you
I think
and you
it's-
just
I
can't
think it's where
trust
you're at,
people.
too.
You
I
just
think
can't
it's where
trust
you're at.
people either. You don't know what people.
I talk to strangers all the time at the bar.
I think it was different for me in Delaware. People were actually like you know
Genuine.
how we say like how you doing,
Yeah.
and people
Yeah.
just don't answer
That's
the
just
question.
that's just a
That's our
a
greeting. That's our greeting in
yeah.
New Jersey. Like, how you doing? How you doing? And
They don't
just
want
keep
it. I
walking.
don't want an answer. Don't stop and give me how you're doing.
Yeah, I
But
say that all the time.
In Delaware, they
What's up, how you
actually wanted to have a conversation. Oh, you're doing good? Good, man. It's good to hear. You know what I'm saying? Like, we don't do that over here.
Oh no.
Sean, do you have any encounters with strangers?
Every day.
Every day. Every day.
And you would
B.
like to discuss?
Yeah, I mean, like even buying this hat, it was a weird encounter.
Yeah, what happened?
The guy was just so like, not the owner, like the person at the store wasn't weird. It was just like, I felt like as soon as I walked into the store to buy the hat, a bunch of weirdos came in.
Damn.
And they were just all like being weird and like I want this and I want that. And then like, I'm paying attention and like, this one dude was just like, in there, and he's like, do you have a hat in this color? And the owner's like, no, I don't. And he's like, in this color? Like, it was just like, there are men that will do like weird things to be around people. So then I was like, okay, I'm gonna go. So I like bought the hat and I went somewhere else and I just watched him stand, like thinking I was gonna go back into that store. Like I watched him stand in the
So he was
store.
creeping on you.
Yeah,
a little bit.
and I like ran the opposite direction and went out a different door, and I was just like, this man was waiting for me. Like every time he's like, "What are you buying your hat for?"
Oh my god.
And I was just like, "Cause I want to wear a hat."
Yeah, I could imagine
Like,
being a girl.
No, it sucks.
In society, like with strangers, there's definitely some. I would just keep it moving if I was a girl, like, and just not even try.
You have to.
Mm-hmm.
You have
Because it's a
to.
scary thing.
Yeah.
All right, that's all. That's all I had. You got it, Chris.
All right.
Ralph.
Let go, Ralphie.
It's time, Ralph.
It's about that time.
Ralph's ready for toxic.
Welcome. Welcome to Toxic Time with Cheese. And my name Cheese. You Yeah. It's a great song.
Careless Whisper.
Welcome back to Toxic Time with Cheese, where we talk about toxic relationships and just toxic things in general. The first question I have for you guys today is, what the fuck are you talking about?
What?
Dun, dun, dun.
Wait, like, hello?
So the question I want to ask you guys is, can you tell if someone is good in bed off a visual scan?
Yes. Yes.
And what would be
Yes.
those indicators, if you have any?
Body language.
Body language. You want to elaborate?
I think it doesn't even have to go about be like bed.
Okay.
It could just be the way that someone carries themselves, their mannerisms. They're just confident. They're just like, yeah, you know.
And you've been right about that.
Yes.
Okay. Because the thing is, like, I've had encounters where I would think or assume that they might be good in bed, and it's like, nah, it wasn't. It wasn't what I expected it to be. This is what
Okay.
expectations have to do. So I wanted to know some indicators. If anybody had any indicators, if someone.
Body language.
So you say body
know,
language
man.
and confidence.
Body language, confidence, just how they talk.
Good
how
in
they're
bed makes them.
chill.
What makes them good at bed?
Like, can you tell?
Like a
before
tell
you
that-
encounter them in that way, right? Is there any type of indicators?
Yeah, there are indicators.
What would be some
online.
indicators?
I can tell you some. When they know what they're talking about, when you're discussing
The surety, so it's confidence.
Yeah, I guess that goes by.
See, I was gonna say confidence, but confidence has been a.
But I feel like people can fake
misleading.
Confidence.
Yeah,
exactly. It could be misleading.
Yeah.
I feel like they really got to know what they're talking about. That has nothing to do with confidence. It's knowing. You can fake constant confidence, but you could also, I guess, you could fake knowing just by hearing people talk about things a certain way.
Context clues.
Yeah. But yeah, you could tell when somebody knows what they're talking about, and you could tell that if they do know what they're talking about, they know how to get it in.
I feel like usually if this might be kind of the next step, but usually my experience, if they're a good kisser, usually they're pretty good.
That's
the rest of it's
say
pretty
next.
good too.
Yeah, usually if the kissing's bad, everything else is probably gonna be bad.
Yeah.
But for me, I can't really tell if they're gonna be good, but I feel like I can tell if they're gonna be bad. Because like I've noticed when like people are extra like aggressive and talk like before you guys ever have sex and they talk and all this like crazy shit,
like hyping it up.
Like they usually whack because like either they whack or like it'll never live up to what they was talking about. Right. So like how I like my approach is just like I never even like I keep it cool. You know what I mean?
Yeah, until I have the chance to show what I'm about. Type.
So
shit.
like when people are always extra with the shit, I feel like they just whack.
Yeah.
But
Agreed.
like I just keep it cool. Like I don't like knowing anyway. Like I like the mystery of when it happens. You know what I mean? But I don't know if I could tell if they're good or not. But I could definitely tell if it's gonna be whack or not.
I think what you said is a good one. Like kissing is a great indicator.
Kissing is good.
But if I weren't to like even invoke like get to the point of
kissing,
of having like any contact with them, I would say it would be like there's sexual like certain women have a sexual energy about them, right? Or like an air of, I guess it is the confidence that we're talking about. It winds up coming down to that. Like she's sure of herself. She's astute in that area, and so when it happens, like, oh, shawty know what the fuck happened. She know what's going on. But yeah, that was the first question. Second question, you guys ready?
Dun, dun, dun.
This is not really a toxic question about relationships, but I just wanted to know, what is the follow and unfollow etiquette? And why do we follow people that we don't fuck with? Or don't fuck with us? Future
positions that they may... Future connections. They may have a connect that that's down their timeline that may be able to plug you. You see some benefit to it.
So you're saying that's a reason to keep following somebody?
That's a reason to keep following somebody or follow somebody you don't know.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
But is that what you're asking right now?
Well, I'm just asking the follow and the unfollow etiquette.
Unfollow etiquette.
I think that there's like I've had some people that we've unfollowed and followed each other like multiple times without even like saying a word. You know what I mean? Like I feel like it just comes down to like what's going on. If you feel like you haven't spoken to that person in a long time, sometimes if somebody's either saying some stuff I disagree with on Instagram or like just being like a nuisance, I'll unfollow them. But then I see them in person, they strike me a different way, I'll follow them back, and then usually that's when you find out they unfollowed you too. You know what I'm saying? Right. They follow you back. I think that it's like so like weird how like some people react to that. Like it doesn't bother me when people unfollow. At this point in my life, it doesn't bother when people unfollow me and then follow me back. Like I get it. Maybe something for some reason. Although I'm pretty neutral on Instagram. Like I could understand maybe why someone doesn't want to see my music every day when I would be very active or something.
Right.
So if they follow me back, I welcome them back with open arms. Yeah. That's what you're talking about, etiquette, right? I mean that's how I feel about it.
Yeah.
For me, every once in a while, I go down my the following list. And I'm like, I don't talk to this person no more. 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 I don't look at this shit. So I'll unfollow. Like every few months, I'll do that. But otherwise, I mean, half the time I unfollow somebody, or like if it's like with like a girl or something like that, like it's like automatically probably got on. Like when someone block you, you unfollow them. So
right. And now they got the restrict mode.
You know what I don't get though? I don't understand why people get frustrated about Instagram posts. Like, what are you on Instagram for? I use Instagram. The only reason I'm even on Instagram is to use it as a tool to post stuff, to promote stuff, try to connect with people. If offensive to you, yeah, then fucking unfollow me. Like, I don't really care what. Like, it took me a long time to get to the point. I tried to do 2 separate Instagrams. I tried to do one for my artist page, tried to do one for personal, keep it separate because I wanted to keep the connections that I had. My personal life, I understand that it looks a certain way, but at this point, Instagram and social norms with Instagram have evolved so fucking much.
Right.
I feel like it's so much more normal to promote something and try to have a podcast or make clips and content. Like, that's just like what everybody does nowadays.
Right.
That's what Instagram's for, in my opinion, nowadays. Right. It's not for posting a fucking selfie when you're out drinking at the bar on a Friday.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So, like, I think that, to bring it back to the follow etiquette, I think that people used to unfollow you when they got a little too, like, oh, he's posting way too much for me.
Right.
Or he's posting his podcast. Why the fuck he trying to do a podcast? You know what I'm saying?
Right.
I think it's become a lot more accepted. So I don't understand why some people still do that shit. But I feel you on the, what you were saying, whatever it was, Brandon.
Like I unfollow.
I got worked
people,
up for a second.
Like when like my boy and his girl break up, like we broke up too. You know what I'm saying? So I'm gonna unfollow your girl now.
Right.
Yeah, like that's really some of the times that I unfollow.
That's
people.
true.
Or if I see that you unfollowed me, then I'm gonna unfollow you.
Right.
That's a good topic for unfollow etiquette. Like, how like, is it weird to still follow your boy's ex if they break up? If you were friends with her
If you were friends with her first, then no.
Friends first before the dating.
Yeah, before the dating, then no, it's not weird. But if you were friends because of the dating and they broke up and it was like known, like, yo, don't fuck with that person no more,
then you got
that's my friend. I'm not fucking with you no more.
Yeah.
Regardless of what you did to me, my loyalty's to my people.
Facts.
And that's that.
Well, I'm guilty of being friends with my friends'
No.
ex on social media. Like, not where we're talking, but like they're like.
No. Nobody should be following anybody's significant other on social media. That's the first thing. That's where people go wrong.
No one should
be. And not to
be.
cut you off. I'm sorry.
No, go ahead.
I don't think that if you never met the person, you don't have interactions with that person, none of that, why are you following them? That's the first problem. That's weird. Social media, I think, has now become such a weird mental illness that people are like getting this weird attack. The U.S. Surgeon General just said how people shouldn't be of a certain age on social media.
Yeah.
13 and there's a reason why.
13 years old.
There's a reason why.
They don't have an identity yet, so they don't. Yeah, they're lost.
Exactly.
They're still trying to find themselves, so they don't know what's right and what's wrong. So at a certain age, being so young and just seeing all these things,
your mind is moldable.
Exactly.
But that's why I'm saying it's like, I think that social media, like in 1960, 70, 80, our parents weren't doing that. They were going out and dancing, meeting each other for who they were, taking their numbers down, going to eat at the diner or the this and that, and everything was cool. Yeah. Social media is a magazine. That's it.
Yeah. And social media is
also like meeting people twice.
I hate it. I don't like social media because I've met so many people where it's like you're living this certain lifestyle and you're not it in real life. For me, what you see is what you get on social media. I'm going to be baking a cake, frying some chicken, and showing you how to knit a blanket, and then this is what I think about conspiracy theories. That's me. Whereas, and you have all these other people doing all these other things where it's like, oh yeah, I'm this, I'm that, I'm that, I'm rich, I'm this, blah, 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 blah. You're not. It's think of it this way.
The facade.
It's a facade. Architectural Digest, do you think they're going to take a picture of a bad home? No, they're going to make sure that home in that room is the best thing.
The best thing.
But once those cameras are off and the lights are off and all the props go away.
Yeah, they're not going to show you the mold in the ceiling.
Right.
Exactly.
Yeah.
I hate social media.
Social media is also the big reason why everybody, like, for young kids, I can see why there's like they said that, because like, if they don't know who they are yet, they're just going to try to be what they see. And that's the reason why there's so many people that are just clones of each other.
Right.
Like, y'all are not yourselves. You are not an individual. You don't get to grow into yourself. You're just following what everyone else does. And just because we see what everyone else does.
Nice.
Right. They're saying that nowadays that Instagram and YouTube and stuff like that are raising the next generation. It's not necessarily the parents.
That's scary as fuck.
That's what's raising our kids.
And TikTok.
You know what I'm saying? And as a kid, you're molding yourself out of people you look up to, which is your parents, people around you, your family. You know what I'm saying? But now you have access to all these different types of people. Like my nephew's doing the iShow speed dance. He's 6 years old. He's dropping it down and getting low. You know what I'm saying? Like these are the idols that these kids are looking up to. Right. And so I do believe it should be coveted as who's like watching these things at this.
I mean, I got my niece and nephews. They all got iPads and all. You know what I mean? They're on YouTube, TikTok, like. it's a scary thing because like, yeah, I'm happy I grew up in the era I grew up in because like I got to witness. We talked about this before. Like we got to witness both sides. I feel like I got to be a kid. You know what I mean?
We were outside
and I got to
riding bikes.
I grew up in real life, you know what I mean?
Facts.
I didn't grow up on the internet. I grew up in real life. And now, you know, as I'm older and like my teenage years, I got to grow up with the internet, I feel like, more. But I got to experience both sides, and I feel like that just makes me who I am. That's why I'm an individual. That's why I'm myself.
Right.
I just see another comment. Don't be that guy.
Yo, they're hating on me.
Yeah, they should.
Yeah,
too.
everybody's
They are
mad
hating
at
on
you
me
right now.
They really are. It's crazy. The perception, we were talking about following, unfollowing, but the perception of how people can judge you based off of something that we post now. You know what I mean? Like now I'm demonized as this person who's not empathetic because I'm not putting a cart back into where it's supposed to go.
Well, speaking of judge a character, that's a good judge a character right there.
But I am
You've had me
empathetic.
fooled all these years.
Right. Yo, some girl literally messaged me that. She's like, I thought you were empathetic. I thought you were this type of person. What about what about the old people who need to get their cart in da da da? I'm like, yo, are you serious? Like right now? Like she was like, have a great day, truth. I was like, damn. I was like, sheesh.
Hell yeah. Says you got sick of you being a nice
got
guy
cart
all the
narc.
time.
Listen, I'm not perfect. Everyone,
He's a lazy
I got
bone,
flaws, bro.
Lazy
I got flaws.
bones.
I'm not
Lazy
perfect.
bones,
Lazy
bro.
Bones is crazy.
But the reason why I had brought up the we like got into a deeper topic, but I brought up the follow.
Yeah, we did.
I literally I love that we've been doing that. Honestly, Shonna, thank you. But I purged my Instagram because I was following so many people that I don't care about or I don't know.
Sure.
You know what I'm saying? And I just wanted to have this more organic thing, especially now that I'm presenting myself. I'm about to put out my album and stuff like that. I want the people who are following me be people who are genuinely interested in me, as opposed to people who are just bystanders, not liking my stuff. Like we don't even talk, bro. You know what I mean? So let me just purge that stuff.
I feel like a lot of the the people you had to get rid of, like for when we were younger, you know what I mean? We've been doing this a long time.
Yeah.
It was part of our way of trying to like market and like promote and like network. You know what I mean? So that's why like there's plenty of people that I've just unfollowed that we fucking met at like shows and shit like 10 years ago.
Yeah, we were exchanging Instagrams.
And I'm like, well, I haven't talked since.
Yeah,
and I still followed them.
Yeah.
So I think that has a lot to do with it too.
I purged a whole bunch of people, and even people that like at a certain point in my life, like kids that we were kids with or people we grew up with, like they had families and stuff like that. Like I don't need to see that. I'm good, bro. Like I don't like. We don't talk no more. We never talk.
Keep that shit on Facebook.
I was just being nosy. But now I'm trying to focus in on myself. This is a point in my life where I'm focused on inward. So let me curate what I'm ingesting as well. And I think a lot of people don't curate what's on their feed. They just follow a whole bunch of bullshit. You know what I'm saying? Like I had a whole bunch of ass in my shit. And I'm trying to be celibate right now. So I got to take out the ass. You know what I'm saying? So I unfollow mad people.
So like ass and titties,
that was
right?
just one of the questions. Do you guys have anything else you guys want to talk about relationship wise questions?
No.
Any questions,
Sure.
comments, or
Yeah, man.
concerns?
I follow a lot of ass.
Oh my god.
All right.
So like ass and titties, right?
All right. Well, thank you for watching another episode of the Just Kicking It podcast. Shonna Rain, excuse me.
Yes.
Thank you for
Don't forget the rain.
coming to the Kickback Couch and kicking it with us. We highly appreciate it. We appreciate your conversation. Some great conversation. Appreciate you. Hope to see you again. Do you want to tell the people anything that you got coming on, where your Instagram is, or anything like that? Any information you want to drop?
My Instagram is my name, Shonna Rain.
Shonna Rain. I have a question. How did I meet you? I feel like I'm trying to figure out how
You
I
met me
you.
a very long time ago. So I'm 30 now.
Sure.
30 Club.
And you met me when you used to work for whatever that club was on the.
That's right.
What club? You technically gave me my tickets to see Drake.
Yeah.
What club was that?
Deco Lounge.
Deco. Yes.
You did that. You told us about that.
Yes, and
Yeah.
there was a dancing competition.
Yeah, I was like an
And-
MC and I hosted the party.
Yes, he hosted the
You
party.
met Drake.
And it was crazy, and I was dancing, and then you asked me, what is Drake's real name? That was the question that we both had to answer.
Yeah.
And the first girl answered it wrong, and then I answered it right, and then you were like, here's tickets to see Drake at PNC.
Yeah.
Look at Justin.
So I got my tickets to see Drake there, and
You just shoot naked girls in your clothes.
and I got to go, and it was great, and it was funny because I went there, and then I actually got to meet Drake in real life, like when I worked for Yeezy.
Oh, wow.
What's up?
Yeah.
Wow.
Wait,
So-
you work for Yeezy?
I did.
That's
did.
awesome.
Yeah.
I did They're season 3.
I was season 1 and 2.
Oh, album released at Madison Square Garden.
Yeah, so I did season 1 and 2, fashion production.
Sick. Yeah, I was
Photographer.
Okay, yeah. So I did that because my last internship in college was at Adidas, was when Yeezy was like in the rise.
Sick.
And then so I ended up going to the Ben Trill store, which doesn't exist anymore on Canal Street.
I don't really fuck with no Ben Trill.
Yeah, so I went to the Ben Trill store. I became friends with the manager of the store, and then he was like, "Do you want to come to a Hood by Air event?" I was like, "Sure."
HBA.
That's what Hood by Air was a thing. Went to Hood by Air. Met Heron Preston.
That's my guy.
Met him, and then I said to him, I was like, I'm going to work with you one day. And he was like, oh, really? I was like, yeah. Then fast forward to 2 weeks later, he comes into the Adidas offices with a few other people for Yeezy, because Yeezy was like still like up and coming.
Yeah.
And then he saw me, and I think that clicked in his mind, like, okay, she's actually like a legitimate person,
she's out
not
here.
like just someone saying like she's gonna do something. Yeah, like she's just like,
I'll meet you at the top.
I'll meet you at the top. You know, whatever. Like he saw that. We connected again. And he was like, hey, what's up? And I'm like, hey. And I was at Adidas, and then I got an email from Kanye's creative director asking me, do you want to work on seasons 1? And started from there.
Did you ever meet a guy named Larry? Do you know Larry Chandler?
What does he do?
He worked for Yeezy, that's why.
In what part, though?
He could have been. It's crazy because when Ye was on one of his rants, he blasted out this dude's picture on his social media.
So probably not then, no.
So he was probably on the music end.
Yeah.
But Larry's from Freehold. He's from my town. And he worked with Ye, too.
Wow.
Yeah, so that's why maybe you guys crossed paths.
We might have, but I was on the fashion end where it came to like fashion show production.
Oh,
so
sick.
it was all about like producing the show, from coordinating ride arrangements to food, models,
like the event planning, models, everything.
All of that stuff,
Wow.
which was amazing.
Cool.
I mean, I got to work with Virgil.
Now, that's beautiful. That's awesome.
Yeah.
Now, are you still in the fashion industry?
I'm still in the fashion industry. Yes.
Very cool.
I'm in the fashion industry in the aspect of like the fashion designers use my company as a tool.
Okay.
As a color reference, color dictionary.
Okay.
And they will use our color references to make what they need to make. So
like what do you have, like a palette or?
Pretty much, yeah.
Okay.
So we create colors and all of that stuff, and designers will use us as a colored standard system to make sure that they are getting the right message out. So for example, like this gray isn't just a gray. There's
it's
a
a heather
number
gray.
behind
It's a heather gray. I was about to say.
not even that, but there's a color coding behind that.
Oh, okay,
So
like a
you
code. Yeah, like
there's a code.
C009.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Yeah. So there's a code behind that, and my company invented that system in the 60s.
Amazing.
So
That's fire.
Yeah, so I did that. I met some great people. Jerry Lorenzo, Heron Preston.
Damn, Jerry Lorenzo is probably one of my favorite designers.
I met Jerry when Fear of
probably
God was...
Two of my top 2.
Yeah, I met Jerry when Fear of God was like probably like not just starting, but
before
like
Essentials.
Yes,
exactly.
And the funny thing is, I say to people, I'm like, "Oh, I love Essentials. I love Jerry. Jerry's great." And they're like, "Who's Jerry?" And I'm like,
"Yeah, they don't know.
They don't even know who Jerry Lorenzo is." I'm like, "He created that."
The crazy thing is, this is all Ye's inner circle.
Yes.
So that's pretty cool. That's cool to see, and that's cool to know if you do know that. Like all these successful designers were like around Ye.
Mm-hmm.
But,
and that's the crazy thing. It's like to think sometimes I think about it. I'm like, wow, I was around Virgil.
Yeah, that too. Beautiful. That was his right hand.
His wife,
but,
nice. You know, it was crazy when that whole situation happened with Virgil's passing, because he really was like a pioneer. Still is in the fashion industry.
Sure. I was with you at your crib that day. Remember?
Oh my God!
It was like Sunday or football was on or something. It was me, you, and Brett.
Nobody was. And
we were like, bro, what the fuck?
Like, what? Yeah, that was crazy.
That was wild.
It was weird.
R.I.P.
Did anyone watch the show? Like the final show at Art Basel?
In Miami.
Yeah.
Yeah, where they did the light show and everything. Yeah.
No, that was like a very
so cool.
If you really paid attention to the people in the crowd.
Oh yeah, bro.
It was
super,
very.
Yeah.
You felt the energy of the somberness of like, wow, like
of what we just lost.
Yeah.
People knew. A lot of people were aware.
Yeah.
But that's very cool.
Yeah.
Good to know.
Good shit. Rest in peace, Virgil. And again, Brandy, you want to take us out?
47.
How you know I was gonna ask?
Because you always do.
All right, man. I appreciate y'all listening to episode 47. If y'all watch on YouTube, like, comment, subscribe. Thank y'all for supporting on Instagram, TikTok, and all that shit. I'm FB Fabs. That's C Truth. Shonna Rain.
Instagram favorite.
Ralph. Just Shoot. We out this bitch.
All right, here is a song off the upcoming project, Toxic Time, by our very own C-Truth, Chris over here.
Bow.
This one's called Inside Out.
Yeah. I treat every bitch the same. They know when I say the name. Yeah, pleasure always comes in pain. Pleasure always comes in pain. Yeah, pour me something in my cup. Yeah, fall in love, I fuck it up. Yeah. Something isn't adding up. Yeah, she know when there's something wrong. Yeah, I just fucked 2 bitches, I ain't even break a sweat. Yeah, pussy DOA, Mortal Kombat to a neck. Yeah, I don't like to lie, but I sure do love to stretch. I'm feeling myself, so you know I had to. Know I had a flex. Stunning on my ex, right or wrong, she was left. It's time to cook up like a chef. Yeah. Bitches say the movie, this is real time. I ain't Kevin Hart in that movie, this is me time. I can trust no bitches in a Maxima Nissan. Can't afford no baggage if I'm headed for the incline. Panoramic vision, I can see it from the inside. This time I didn't mean. Don't trust your eyes, what you see. You know that wasn't me. This time bitch, I'm fucked up on the inside, turn the inside out. Dancing with 2 bitches, VIP, we on the couch. Pouring Casamigo, tell her, open up her mouth. Yeah, this time I'm way too good with words, you don't know when I mean it. Took a different route, but my route looking scenic. You sick to your stomach, I just hope you not bulimic. Bitch, I'm all that, word to Cal, word to Keenan. Playing with some angels, getting fucked up with my demons. Shawty wanted love, but a contract with my penis. I can't be your man, that was not part of the agreement. You talking that rah-rah, all that shit is so egregious. Now straight back to the bankroll. Working 25, ain't I'm still out with the gang, no. I'm a toxic nigga, tell me something that I ain't know. This time I didn't mean. Don't trust your eyes, what you see. You know that wasn't me. This time bitch, I'm fucked up on the inside, turn the inside out. Dancing with 2 bitches, VIP, we on the couch. Pouring Casamigo, tell her, open up her mouth. Yeah, this time